All right, guys, there are 100 of different things that can disrupt you as you're trying to get fit, get healthy, or change your lifestyle. I'm going to go over the 3 most consistent and biggest hurdles that stand between you and your fitness goals. Hurdle number 1, this is almost universally the biggest issue standing between you and getting healthy, accomplishing much of anything. This is usually the biggest hurdle, and that is time. We all are short on time. It's becoming one of the most sought after resources in the world as the world gets faster and more complicated. Time is the biggest thing. One thing that I like to tell my clients, or any of the transformation challenges that I'm a part of, it's not actually time that's the issue, it's priority. So one little trick you can ask yourself is to just substitute the words "I don't have time" with "it's not a priority." And the feeling of conviction that you get will probably tell you how you should feel about that. So I don't have time to work out after work or at lunch. What you're really saying is it's not a priority for me to work out after work or at lunch, meaning something else that you need to do at lunch or something else you need to do after work is more important than working out. So sub those in and start to find it. If you really want to make a change, you need to be a priority. Now, this is an interesting theory. One of my favorite books is by Scott Adams. He's actually the cartoonist that does Dilbert, but he has a great book out. But he has a theory about being selfish he said it better than I ever have, so I'm just going to give him the credit. And I call it his selfish theory, and that's actually that being selfish is one of the least selfish things you can do. If you're not selfish, if you don't help yourself first, if you don't put your oxygen mask on, you can't help anybody else. You're actually a burden to your family, friends, and people around you if you're not selfish enough. If you're not healthy, if you're not happy, you're going to actually cause people more stress than you save them. So, generosity is often misguided. Maybe you stay late to help a coworker. Maybe you work through your lunch because of a project. If you don't start being selfish, over the long term, it's going to have a detrimental effect on your life. So prioritize your health. If you're not healthy and happy, the rest of your life gets very, very difficult. So set yourself as the center and take care of you first, and that ultimately will help you be better than those around you. So time is actually a matter of priority. So set your priorities. All right, big monster hurdle number 2 is support. Support is one of the biggest issues people have when they're trying to change their lifestyle or to be fit, or to get healthy. Changing your life in general, that could even be unrelated to fitness. But support is one of the biggest things. Do you have the right support system? Some people are very lucky and they're very, very self-sufficient. Those people are few and far between. Many of us require the either approval or even unverbal permissions from those people that we respect and that we love, also that we are around. So you need to have a proper support system, and that can be difficult. I suggest, you obviously want family and close friends should be on your side. If they're not on your side, you really need to talk to them and explain, hey, this is a priority for me. I can't do this without you. Would you please help? You don't have to do it too, though secretly they probably do. Generally, people that are close to you that are pushing in the opposite direction, it can be jealousy, it can be fear of you bettering yourselves and leaving them behind. There's a lot of different things that play into those relationships, but getting those close to you on board with your goals is very important, and it's something that I suggest you really try to tackle early on in the goal, before you get too far and it's pushing against you. So family, friends, those in your inner circle, get them on your side. Another thing that really, people when they're on their own, whether that be on a health, like a diet plan, or in an exercise program, being by yourself, you can often rationalize, going back to the first topic, you're not selfish enough, so you stay behind to help a coworker, or you stay late to finish a project. You'll put you in second immediately. But if you have a community, or say people that are counting on you to show up for that workout, or to lose that weight. Those are built-in systems that can take advantage of that, like our need to be generous and our need to be accountable for more than just yourself if you have trouble being selfish. So group workouts are great. There should be people waiting for you to be there. They're counting on you to push them through the workout. That's really going to help you stick to your plan, to have accountability to someone other than yourself. That's why CrossFit has been such a monster success, because of the community that it creates. Not necessarily the effectiveness of the workouts. I'm not saying they're not effective. I'm just saying that that's not the magic in the mix. It's the community. Something we have really well here at Destination is a community of like-minded people that they know your goals, and if you're not there for cardio that morning, they want to know where you're at. Or if you obviously gain some weight, they, not in a judgmental way, they want to help you to set it straight. So community is really important. For those of you that don't have a facility or a CrossFit gym or some kind of boot camp or community exercise platform, nowadays it's really, really easy because online communities are great. Maybe you're even intimidated to be in a physical community, but online community suits you really well. You can join transformation challenges. We have one through Destination. But there's hundreds and hundreds of transformation challenges for all kinds of different goals. Join an online community so that you can, say your goal out loud and really own it and have someone other than yourself help hold you accountable. All right, huge hurdle number 3, and that's know-how. Knowing what to do. But actually, before knowing what to do, one of the most important things and one of the biggest failures of fitness programs ever is actually unreal expectations. And that goes hand in hand with knowing what you're doing. If you were to compare it to another sport, if I picked up a baseball for the first time and was expecting to throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, obviously I would be very let down my first time on the mound. It's the same with any business, with any hobby. It's the same with fitness. If you expect to go from sedentary to Mr. Olympia in 1 year, you're gonna be let down. So it's important. You need to consult with someone that can tell you what is a realistic expectation. What should I be aiming for? What should my goal be? Before you set a goal that's here. Now I'm all for setting high goals and ending up, even if what's the saying? If you shoot for space and end up in the sky, all the better. But you don't wanna live in a constant state of deflation because you're not meeting this expectation that you as a non-expert aimed for. So knowing a realistic goal is going to give you much better chance of hitting that goal, and then when you're hitting those mini goals along the way, that's when you can really do something substantial. And then outside of unreal expectations, just knowing what to do in general. There's so many rookie mistakes that you don't need to make. There's so much access to information these days. If you're watching this video, it probably doesn't apply to you because you're obviously an information hunter. But for many people, just not knowing what to do, having to learn by trial and error, everyone has to do that to some extent, but you can save yourself a ton of time and energy by consulting with somebody